आवाज जा रही है।
लगा उसको मीडिएशन में रखवाना हो तो एप्लीकेशन देते हैं ऑलरेडी लगे हुए हैं मीडिएशन रेगुलर लिस्ट में पीछे पीछे लगे हुए दोनों पार्टी होने वाले लोगों ने
कौन है उन्हीं की तमिल मूवी थी या किसी और की भी मूवी थी? दीजिए 230 दे दीजिए। कर दीजिएगा रेस्टोरेशन में अलाउड रेस्टोर। बाकी की मेंशनिंग अभी नहीं मिस्टर। तो से वेडनेसडे जो ये जस्ट बिकॉज दीस मैटर्स आर फेल्ड अप इसलिए टेक अप कर रहे हैं, अदरवाइज नाउ ओनली द हियरिंग लिस्ट वुड बी टेकन अप। You should have made the mention in the morning. कल की डेट ले लीजिए। उसमें कल की डेट दे दीजिएगा उनको 229। यस दीजिए। ओपन पेज 61 also from 61 case.
If it's your original find in formula, M is the mean of combined scores.
Yes.
If your lordship will see the table, there are 6 shifts below.
Yeah.
And then last combined scores. So mean of the combined scores is given 52.18344.
अरे ये स्कोर क्या है? ये पूछना चाह रही थी। What do you mean by mean of combined scores? Scores का mean?
Formula itself, they must have calculated the scores for all the things, and then probably because the experts are not there performing. Like this particular person will see the 6 shifts. Mean of every shift of the scores of candidates has been taken, and they probably will if the lordship a mean of all these five, combining all these 6 means. Mean of this will be 52.18344. Individual shift-wise scores of the candidates mean has been taken below and standard deviation has been taken. All the 6 shifts below if they are added together and a mean is derived, then this may come below 52.18344.
ठीक है। And what about the cutoff?
Since it is based only on written examination. After written examinations, we have sent the papers for document verification to the department. No sooner the document verification comes below, the result will be declared. It is what is declared today is not the final result.
But then how are you calling the people for document verification on what basis?
On the general.
अरे तो फिर 2 times में you could have declared some. This is the last person who has been called.
One result is to be declared the result of written examination.
Yes.
Since 17 lakh candidates are appearing, each one's documents are not verified.
Okay, you would be calling some number of people.
Because board doesn't verify. Board has said twice the number of total vacancies is not merit. Based on the merit.
वही तो
It has been sent to the department. Department after verification would read out below those who are not verified. Then below the cutoff, the category wise merit list will be prepared. And they will show the cutoff marks and they will be declared. Because only one examination, suppose if somebody is to be called in interview, and that time it will be important to know at this stage, when the preliminary examination result is declared.
This is not an examination of 3 stages. This is an examination based single stage examination, and that is what it is over. Document verification is not a stage of the examination. It is just a subsequent effect, just to check the eligibility. It cannot be a part of the examination.
Yes, you are right. Because suppose there are 5 vacancies.
Yes.
Total, which may be 3 to 1 in different categories. We have sent, based on merit list, we have sent 10 persons for the details to the department for document verification. Say after verification, suppose 6 are weeded out, only 4 are there. Then we can send the documents from 11 onwards, so that the required number of the verified candidates are there and then the result will be declared. If it would have been a second stage,
It cannot be.
This is not.
No, Mr.
Examination.
Document verification cannot be a part of the scheme of examination. Once the exam is based only on written examination, you are under an obligation to declare the result.
Yes.
You have declared the result.
Final result is, even if I declare the cutoff marks today without verification of documents, those who will be weeded out, they will have to be estimated for final result. They will be concerned if they find place, suppose I declare a final, because no further examination is being done, I declare the final result after weeding out those not eligible. If they are not, then no marks are declared. If they can show that they were more meritorious and excluded, suppose 10% are weeded out, we are sending twice. So sufficient number of those who are meritorious will be available and cutoff marks will be declared.
It's not regarding these particular people. Now the thing is, there is a person who is at last. It's to be. Hence, there is some problem with the documents and he's not be eligible. Okay, now आपके हिसाब से जब आप स्टेटस डिक्लेयर करेंगे तो 154 मार्क का आदमी है, his part would not be there, he would not be shown as a selected candidate. How can that be done? Because ultimately उसका right तभी accrue होगा when he says that yes, he finds a place in the select list. As per the select list, he finds a place. But then
in provisional select list he finds the place.
Yes.
Final select list he will be finding place only when he is eligible.
Yes.
So that is why he can't say that I find the place in select list final unless
provisional select list जब आपने declare किए, then also you can declare the cutoff marks.
Yes, but an exercise twice in.
But what's the reason? But what's the reason for not doing that?
Not any further process in the selection process. If there are more than one stage in selection process, the cutoff marks have a relevance. Here, the final result is to be declared.
Please, Mr. When there are 3 stages, तब तो cutoff declare ही नहीं होता है main examination के बाद. Because main examination जो होता है, when the exam is to be in 3 stages or even 2 stages. First stage के बाद में you cannot declare a cutoff because one more stage is yet to be completed. उस वक्त आप सिर्फ written result declare करते हैं. On the contrary, here there are no stages. It's only one stage examination.
Final result here declared, that's what I am saying.
Has to be declared and there are final results. The cutoff has to be declared at the stage, but there's nothing more to be done.
There is no stage of this declaration, my lord. We have given the mark sheets to those who couldn't file, placing say twice the number. We have sent treating them as failed. Ultimately, suppose my lord, in absurd situation, say 100. We have sent the documents verification 200%. So those who are not finding place, even in 200, we have sent the mark sheet. Let us assume, my lord, for the sake of a absurd situation where 150 are not eligible. Then they will not be treated to the recycling. Because then we will have to send further 100% for the. For 20% who are not eligible, they are weeded out and the final result is ready, and we will declare the cutoff marks. Even if
this is the first time.
I am told, my lord, the board is adopting this same number of examination.
Yes, ma'am. This is a normal process.
बताइए कहाँ है?
This is what I have been instructed, my lord. I can furnish the details.
First time that the state is adopting this process.
Let us
Adopted in the executive service examination. जब prelims के बाद में mains के exam के बाद में ये system भी adopt. Mains examination जो होता है, that is the second stage in executive service. So this is three stage examination. Second stage के बाद में those who do not qualify. They are not being provided the mark list. There is first is qualified should not that is after the interviews. You are adopting that system for this.
adopted, my lord. I have not yet declared the final result. I am making a statement, my lord, because I am.
कोई भी एक रिक्रूटमेंट बताइए जिसमें आपने ये सिस्टम अडॉप्ट किया वेरिफिकेशन के बाद हुई बता दीजिए you yourself had never adopted this process get the provisional list के बाद the people who are not in it के बाद आएगी
वो इसके कैंडिडेट के मीटिंग के बाद होगी तो कैसे होगी? How their rights will be affected? I just want to understand for myself, my lord. That if those who are ineligible, I declare a cut-off marks based on vacancies today. Let us assume like this. Say 10 vacancies, if 5 are taken, 2, 3 and 1, this is how it is there. I declare the result of cut-off marks of 10% and then send for verification. Now those who will be out will send other persons for this very purpose to inclusion in the financial. Here their rights are not being affected. I am saying,
but that's a general, not the rights are being affected. Every candidate has a right to know what was the cutoff, who is the last person.
Let us complete the verification. They will be there with theoretical or cut-off marks, and if they are agreed by anything, their dignity is not lost.
In the recruitment of the informatic assistant, in the recruitment of the MDC, the same process has been adopted. Our category बताई जाती है, कट ऑफ आ जाती है, उसके बाद जो भी पैरेलल होगा उसके
प्रोविजनल के बाद में कट ऑफ क्या किसी में पे
कट ऑफ तो आई थिंक कट ऑफ इन द केस व्हाट हैपेंस सर इफ सपोज सर may I submit? Suppose there is a minimum, you have to obtain the 40% minimum mark. But in the present case, you have to obtain 40% minimum marks. Suppose the persons who obtain the 40% we fall in the DV. If we talk about the
no, he cannot be.
No,
it's above 40. He to fall in merit. It is only twice. कहीं पे 2.5 times candidate को call करते हैं, कहीं 3 times call करते हैं. You are calling twice the people. So whosoever has attained इस आप ऊपर से merit से चल above 40 marks would be called. It's not that.
This is what your words said.
Yes.
Why is the marks of total vacancy?
Yes.
You sent for document verification. Those who are not eligible are weeded out we will declare the final result with cut-off marks. And their rights, they will be having right to question that if there is any problem in the result.
But cut-off marks have to be there.
No, what purpose would it serve? We will do it. We don't want to end up this for this reason. But
No one is going to be affected like that. आपको उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Declare the cut-off marks so that each person, each candidate knows where he stands.
cut-off marks may not for how many times? Twice.
Category wise declare.
आज की तारीख में आप कैटेगरी वाइज cut-off marks declare कर देंगे. उसके बाद आपको वापस क्यों declare करना?
I am not saying twice. What is the number of vacancies or exactly number of?
Selected. जो भी जिसको आप कौन सा करें?
नहीं, हम तो selected पोस्ट डॉक्यूमेंट वेरिफिकेशन जो फाइनल लिस्ट डिक्लेयर करेंगे उनको सिलेक्टेड मार्क, तो वो स्टेज इनके वेरिफिकेशन के तत्काल बाद आ जाएगी और हम कट ऑफ मार्क्स डिक्लेयर करते हैं। आज की तारीख में क्योंकि we will have to send for verification more than the number of vacancies because we will have to keep a margin of those persons who will be ousted during the verification. So instead of sending say lesser people, we have sent marks of 200 persons and they are not twice 200, but why you have said? No sooner the verification is over, the cut-off marks of every category, the final list will be declared.
No, kindly see. The entire argument was made, which was not mentioned in the reply. Kindly see the reply of the state. There are different, the examination was held in 6 shifts. Which shift paper is the difficult, which shift paper was the kindly see, what is their petition? What is their yes sir. Yes, kindly see page 82, 84, they reply para 4. Para 4 of the reply at page 84 state reply that the writ petition filed by petitioner is not maintainable because the process of normalization was conducted by the expert committee, respond number 3. This is the reply. What was the formula? How? Now let me kindly see the reply of respond number 3. Page 73. So straight before the formula last para is page 73. Ma'am, एक request थी. The reply is read. In my reply, I am filing the reply on behalf of the board, ma'am. In the board reply, they are raising upon the reply which has been given by the state. मैं इनका reply बता. Para 3, the normalization process was adopted on the basis of recommended formula and report of subject expert. The committee of the expert has supplied the formula for scaling the same is reproduced here. So, the state says it is a committee of the board says it is a subject, is expert. No formula was provided, no material was provided, no expert report was provided. How this game was calculated? What happened, Lordship? They have calculated certain means. They have placed before this board. How this mean was calculated? They have not given a basis for it. There is 6 shift. We are the candidate of the first and fourth shift. All the candidates of the first and fourth shift marks were reduced and 6 shift marks were increased. First and fourth shift was reduced. There is no material was placed by them. The state said it is a committee of the expert by the respond number 3. Respond number 3 says it is a committee of subject expert. Where is the committee? Where is the material? How they reach to this formula? There is no material was placed on record. In absence of any material, Lordship, kindly see, the Honorable Supreme Court has also said in the judgment, Lordship, that after examining all the judgment on the point of scaling, para 45 conclusion was given, Lordship. All the judgment of scaling was considered.
Thank you.
751. We may now summarize the position.
Have you placed a about the competition of the committee?
This is the formula suggested by the convention. This is the judgment of coordinate bench which they relied on this.
The attempted by the committee foundation of the committee to verify this. Firstly, why the committee was called
But there are
if some now, firstly, if could be a committee complicated for the purpose, why was it complicated? Why was it even required?
that's what we have said in this melodies amendment to the advertisement connection 3 और also
Yes, what was the reason for
the reason is मिलोड किन भर्तियों में बोर्ड द्वारा परीक्षा एक से अधिक चरणों में आयोजित करवाई जा सकती है अतः बोर्ड द्वारा जिन भर्तियों में परीक्षा एक से अधिक चरणों में आयोजित करवाई जाती उन भर्तियों में सामान्य करने की प्रक्रिया अपनाई जाए The reason was below that there being more than the examination being held in more than one shifts or days, below, the question papers will be different. The different question papers therefore require, below, there is like.
I think there has to be a discussion or the accommodation for something based on some logic. And
This was a decision of the board, below. That it is applied ordinary, below, there is no. The courts have declared, that there should be parity in case of
cut decision जो है, by which it recommended
that has been not only taken, for the reason that it will be now held. Earlier, it was to be held in months. We received more than 17 lakh applications. Yes, just we have got the recommendation in the form of formula, with your lordship. But why, unless they show to your lordship, that this formula is either contrary to a rule or a statute, or otherwise, does not disclose the necessity which is necessary for normalization. Simply not placing the report doesn't make difference, my lord. When they themselves, along with their repetition, they have said that this is the formula adopted. They have placed the document on the court, my lord. With the result that this formula has been suggested and adopted. Page 61. The formula has been disclosed to them. They have not said anything in the writ petition, except saying that equipercentile will be a better formula. Nothing has been said, why this formula is wrong. And may I explain this formula, if your lordship permit me? Why it is an appropriate formula, if your lordship permit me, I may explain this also.
Anete. Ya.
subject and distinct subjects are common melody. I understand excited suggesting which has been considered by the Honorable Supreme Court in the state of Uttar Pradesh versus Atul Kumar Dwivedi. AIR 2022 Supreme Court page 973. I am reading only one paragraph that why in such situation why Sanjay Singh doesn't apply. It's page 1973. No, 97. Only 97. Relevant page 1013, para 51. It has discussed Sanjay Singh at length in various paragraphs, and then in final conclusion it has been said in para 51. Para may be different. Yes. In the instant case. Yes, I am मैं सी एंड ड्यू की लॉसेस पैरा 41 होगा मैम इन द इंस्टेंस केस पैरा 41 to 69 yeah. I will show the para if you will see. If AIR Nice and three. Yes, 570. 2022, 11 as 60 page 570. Yes, the possible seat. Now, if we see the before page, the Sanjay Singh has been discussed.
भाई जब तक कोर्ट में बहस चल रही है सभी बच्चे एक बार इसे लाइक कर दें और इसे सब्सक्राइब कर दें चैनल को। सभी बच्चे एक बार लाइक करेंगे वीडियो को। देखिए आप 1100 लाइव चल रहे हैं और आपने सिर्फ 146 ने इसे लाइक किया है। एक बार लाइक कर दें सभी। कोर्ट में जब तक सुनवाई चलेगी पशु पर्चा भर्ती पर तब तक हम आपको लाइव दिखाएंगे। देखिए एक बार सभी लाइक कर दीजिए और चैनल पर यदि नए हैं तो आप सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए।
Thereafter, we would recently, after considering this Atul Kumar Bedi, the Honorable Supreme Court has laid down the principle as to in what situations the Honorable Court should interfere. It is Lord Sitendra Yadav and others versus the state of Madhya Pradesh and others, especially petition and decided on Lord May 1st, 2024. There are 27, at page 17. Page 17, there are 27. Significantly, instead of BP and others versus Atul Kumar, BLD and others, this court had occasion to consider application of moderation scaling of marks in a recruitment process and as to when such an exercise is to permissible. It was observed that normalization of marks means increasing and or decreasing the marks obtained by students in different timing sessions, fixed to a certain number, as observed by the High Court in its judgment, and it was noted that such normalization techniques help in comparing corresponding normalized values from two or more different data sets in a way that it eliminates the effects of variation in the scale of the data set. A data set with large values can be easily compared with a data set of smaller values, and the normalized score percentile is obtained by applying a formula. This court accordingly concluded that the exercise undertaken in adopting process of normalization was quite consistent with the requirement of law. This court further observed that decisions made by expert bodies, including the Public Service Commissions, should not be lightly interfered with unless instances of arbitrary and malified exercise of power are made of. On similar lines, in Tajir Singh Sodhi and others versus State of Jammu and Kashmir and others, this court observed that interference in the selection process for public employment should generally be avoided, recognizing the importance of maintaining the autonomy and integrity of the selection process. Noting that courts should recognize that the process of and that it would not be appropriate for courts to substitute their judgments for that of a selection committee. It was observed that it is not within the domain of the court exercising the power of judicial review to enter into the merits of a selection process, a task which is the prerogative of and is within the expert domain of a selection committee. Yes. Now, therefore, this particularly in such situation when there are more than one seats, my lord, it is imperative. This honorable court has observed in Devika Banjara versus State of Rajasthan recently in 2024. Your lordship may see from Pera. From 6 itself, admittedly the written examination for the recruitment in question took place in a fair manner within a span of only for 2 minutes. What happened for only 1 minute? Gaurav Sharma, there is one more thing about this Gaurav Sharma which makes us who have been called for document verification, then they come to this honorable court. Time and again, my lord, I am not citing judgments to burden your lordship with this. It is certain, my lord, that those who take for participation in process and take a chance, they are not even fence seekers. They are chance takers. They have taken the chance and when failed, they have come to this honorable court. That is not permissible, my lord, and this was also a case of scaling, my lord Gaurav Sharma, in which several reasons have been assigned for not interfering from there are 31 onwards. Papers in the same subject. Those who